During the operation carried out by the United States in Venezuela to capture President Nicolas Maduro, it was reported that the United States may have used some kind of secret weapon or technology that incapacitated the Venezuelan Protection Guard military and gave them a greater advantage on the battlefield. And according to reports on how this weapon incapacitated the Venezuelan military, does this weapon or technology really exist? According to official information and eyewitness reports, at around 2 o'clock, there was a blackout in the city. However, moments before, there was a complete blackout of all radar systems responsible for detecting potential intruding aircraft in the region. In the following moments, in the words of a high-ranking security officer close to the president, drones were observed. Several drones, followed by some helicopters, an estimated number of 8, were approaching exactly the place where the president resided. The entire armed guard protecting the complex, where the president was located, was reported to be made up of more than 100 men. However, even before the men of the Venezuelan armed guard could react in any way, mysteriously, many of them began to feel very ill. The initial symptom was described as if their heads were about to explode from the inside out all at once. Many began to bleed from their nostrils and vomit blood, while losing their sense of balance and collapsing without any possibility of getting up. Symptoms consistent with incapacitation or dysfunction. Vestibular. About 20 elite Delta Force soldiers descended from the helicopters directly onto the building where President Maduro was staying, and a confrontation began. According to the high-ranking security officer, it was a massacre, not a confrontation. We were hundreds, but we didn't stand a chance. They fired with such precision and speed. It seemed like each soldier was shooting 300 rounds per minute. We couldn't even stand after that weapon, Sonic, or whatever it was. Once the guards were incapacitated, the American elite soldiers started shooting with a greater advantage on the ground, turning it into a real massacre. In the military world, this is known as a soft kill or soft elimination. But did the United States use such a weapon? And what kind of technological and secret weapon could this be, capable of incapacitating several elite members of the President's Guard in a matter of seconds? So far, the Pentagon has not commented on whether or not any ultra-special or secret weapon was used during the incursion. However, this weapon actually exists, and they really are capable of incapacitating several people at once from a distance, and can even disable a car. This type of weapon is known as a directed energy weapon, or in English, directed energy weapon. And it was probably on board one or several Sikorsky utility helicopter, 60 Black Hawk helicopters, or even on the Boeing cargo helicopter, 47 Chinook used in the operation, as a disc mounted externally on the helicopters. This weapon emits a focused pulse of high-power microwaves at the speed of light, directly at the target when it hits a person's head. This pulse passes through the skin and bones and is absorbed by the water molecules in the brain tissue, which instantly heat up the body. The interaction makes molecules vibrate, producing heat from within the body. This causes intense pain and a sensation of internal burning. It causes a sudden and severe headache. It causes internal burns, disorientation, injuries to organ muscles, and localized overheating of the brain and eyes. It can lead to internal bleeding and possible long-term problems, such as cataracts or brain injury. High-power microwaves also interact with and interfere in the nervous system, affecting the body's electrical signals. Since high-power microwaves operate in the range of 3 to over 30 gigahertz, that is, they oscillate from 3 to 30 billion times per second. And since neurons work through electrical impulses, microwaves create powerful oscillating electric fields. The result is disorganization of neural communication, mental confusion, disorientation, memory disturbances, a feeling of confusion or pressure in the head, changes in balance and perception. And the fray effect also occurs. Part of the pulse is also absorbed by the water molecules in the skin, located in the innermost layer of the subcutaneous tissue, causing an intense burning sensation from the inside out, even if the skin is intact. If the pulse is very energetic, it will cause permanent tissue damage, resulting in necrosis and severe nerve damage. The use of this type of weapon would explain the immediate incapacitation of several men at once, and the types of symptoms reported, without the confrontation actually having started the use. Another possibility is that the United States used a sonic or ultrasonic weapon, which uses sound to injure or incapacitate an opponent. Some sonic weapons emit a concentrated beam of sound or ultrasound, while others produce a sound field over an area. Currently, military and police forces make limited use of sonic weapons. Extremely high-powered sound waves can disrupt or destroy a victim's eardrums and cause intense pain or disorientation. This is usually enough to incapacitate a person. However, an emitter that emits high-intensity phased pulses at low frequencies, typically 20 Hz or less. When it hits the human body, it causes cavitation, which is the formation of vapor bubbles in the body fluids. When these bubbles burst, they create small shock waves that damage tissues. The person experiences a strong intestinal vibration that leads to severe nausea, pain, and other symptoms. If the United States used this type of weapon, they would really gain a considerable advantage over the target territory and over the soldiers who were guarding the president's residence. It would let them eliminate several men in succession with less resistance.